Today, the Finance Minister of India announced the Union Budget of the year. By the looks of it, it seems like they wanted to help the middle class, which has endured some really difficult times since the pandemic. And I'll explain why. See, first there was the pandemic itself, and that was followed by an inflationary surge, especially in food prices, which hit household incomes very hard and led to almost something like a cost of living crisis. Rural India had to contend with even more challenges like heat waves or erratic monsoons in the years that followed the pandemic. Wage growth has also been fairly sluggish across both urban and rural areas, which have increased the financial strain on people. So, as a result of all of this, the post pandemic years have been fairly difficult for most Indians, especially in the middle class. Now, this economic distress is very evident in broader economic indicators as well. GDP growth, for example, has slowed down due to both global and domestic factors. But the biggest concern still is the slowdown in consumption, especially in urban areas of India. If FMCG companies' recent earnings commentary is anything to go by, urban consumption recovery will still take some more time to happen. Companies are hopeful about a rural consumption revival though, but the results remain to be seen. Now, the hope this time around seems that income tax cuts will provide some amount of relief and will reignite spending in the economy. And therefore, this budget introduces some significant revisions in income tax slabs. Now, no tax will be payable on incomes up to 12 lakh rupees, with salaried taxpayers enjoying an additional 75,000 rupees on deductions, which pushes their tax-free limit to approximately 12.75 lakh rupees. Now, this revised tax structure is basically designed to put more money into people's hands, which ultimately is aimed at reviving consumption, which, like I said, has been subdued for some time now. Now, I'll give you an example to explain this tax structure better as well. See, under the new regime now, a taxpayer who's earning 12 lakh rupees will save about 80,000 rupees in taxes, which effectively eliminates their tax liability altogether. Someone earning, let's say, 20 lakh rupees will save 90,000 rupees, and a person with about a 24 lakh income will see a benefit of 1.1 lakh rupees. Now, these measures are expected to improve household sentiment and also boost spending overall. But beyond individual tax relief also, MSMEs have received a significant boost. The government has increased the credit guarantee cover for micro, small and medium enterprises and also for startups. The investment and turnover limits for MSME classification have been raised by 2.5 times and 2 times respectively, which helps them achieve scale and also gain better access to capital. The credit guarantee cover has also been enhanced. For micro and small enterprises, it has grown from 5 crore rupees to 10 crore rupees, which potentially unlocks an additional 1.5 lakh crore rupees in credit over the next 5 years. For startups, it has gone from 10 crore rupees to 20 crore rupees with a moderated 1% guarantee fee for loans in 27 focus areas that are crucial to Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. Also, for well-run exporter MSMEs, term loans of up to 20 crore rupees will now receive enhanced support from the government. The government has also increased support for farmers through the Kisan credit card scheme in this budget. The loan limit under the modified interest subvention scheme has been raised from 3 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees for loans taken via the Kisan credit card. This move is expected to benefit 7.7 crore farmers in India, including the likes of fishermen and dairy farmers, by providing easier access to affordable credit. Also, one thing that's important to note here for all of us is that over the years, the budget has actually become more of a formal announcement. The actual economic shifts actually occur through policy changes throughout the year and not really on the day of the budget. So basically, while the budget does set the tone, the real transformation takes place as these announcements materialize into government actions over time. But that said, despite being a largely routine exercise, this budget has introduced a few other notable developments as well. Let me go through them very quickly for you. First, let's talk about critical minerals. Here, the government has proposed a policy for recovering critical minerals from tailings to ensure their availability for manufacturing in India. Second, let's talk about tourism. See, the top 50 tourist destinations will now be developed through a challenge mode initiative in partnership with states. Third, let's talk about insurance FDI. See, the foreign direct investment or FDI cap on insurance sector has also been raised from 74% to 100% for companies that reinvest the entire premium within India. Then also let's talk about mergers of companies. The approval process for company mergers will also be simplified after this budget. This expands the scope of fast-track mergers. So all said and done, while the immediate impact of these changes still obviously remains to be seen, the government is very evidently betting on tax cuts and MSME credit expansion in order to stimulate consumption and investment, setting the stage for economic growth for the years to come. Well, this was a very quick and short summary of the budget for you, and the reason why it was quick and short, like I mentioned, is because the budget was relatively non event this time around and there weren't too many big changes that were announced. But I hope this helped. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.